worries, my family. Thank you. Yes, so we're starting. Right. So first, thank you for joining, and um, first, I want to appreciate you for joining all the comments, all the questions, for joining the DevOps Telegram group. Thank you for joining, and also thank you. So let me just start. So relocating to Germany via tech jobs, right? So I have just something I can share it maybe at the end of the live event. So first, I'm going to talk about career opportunities, right, here in Germany, right? Tech is something that is a transferable skill, and if you are doing, if you're a software engineer anywhere in the world, you can move to Germany and you will still blend, no matter what. All right. So don't be discouraged about the language. First, I don't even know. The basic one is A1, right? I only know Guten Morgen, right, which is good morning. That's the basic one. So the other things, like I said, is a transferable skills. If you're doing your DevOps in Nigeria, doing anything IT related in Nigeria, you can come here and you still blend, right? You don't have to be scared of doing probably you don't have to be scared of anything. That's first thing. So career opportunities, we have DevOps, we have UI UX, we have software engineer. Either you're a backend engineer, you're a front-end engineer, or you are anything software engineer, right? Cybersecurity is also there, right? Cybersecurity, we have data. So anything data ops, right? Data science, right? Data analyst, data engineer, anything data, right? You will perfectly blend in here in Germany, right? These are career opportunities here. The position, right? So a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, how many years of experience? What do you think?" So this is my honest take on that, right? When it comes to years of experience, first, I won't say you as a junior, and I'm going to explain what junior means, what mid-level means, and what senior means, right? So as a junior, you have like maybe 9 months or 1 year experience doing your stuff, and you're still learning that language, you're not very strong in it. It might be hard for you to get a job, right? To get a job that will relocate you. Because the idea is you want to get a job. This is the idea, right? You want to get a job in Nigeria that will relocate you, right, to Germany. It might be hard because they want to, it's like they're investing in you, right? So I believe you have to be very, very good in what you're doing, okay, before they can spend a lot of money to relocate you. Because relocation is not on small money, right? They are paying for your flights. They are probably giving you 1 month free of your rent. For example, they're helping you to settle down, and they're doing a lot of stuff. So sometimes it might cost around like 8,000 euros, like 10,000 euros, around that. So it's a very, very big investment that you will probably do as a businessman, you probably do on juniors. So if you're a mid-level engineer, you're mid-level or you're a senior, and I'm going to explain what mid-level is and what senior is. So as a mid-level engineer, for example, you are comfortable with the stack. Maybe you are a DevOps engineer, for example, you are comfortable with AWS, you are comfortable with any of the tools. Forget about the tools right now. Forget about the language. So I'm just talking about your comfortability with that particular stack. Right. So you are comfortable with the stack, you know it very well. You are not a junior where they are telling you things to do, so you know what to do. You are comfortable with CRUD, create, read, update, and delete. You are comfortable with Terraform if you're a DevOps engineer. You're comfortable with Python as a mid-level engineer. Right. Now, a senior engineer, first you are comfortable, right? And you can lead. That's the key word is, as a senior engineer, you can lead, teach, and break down complex tasks, right? As a senior engineer. If you are a senior engineer, you should be able to lead others. You should be able to train others. You should be able to teach others, right? Mentor others as a senior engineer. And you should be able to break down complex tasks. And communication is is key when it comes to being a senior. So if you have all these things, these characteristics, all these abilities in your portfolio, then you are a senior, right? So I really don't want to talk about years of experience, because sometimes if you are a junior engineer, for example, and you work for a startup, the way startup will expose you to a lot of things, a lot of opportunities, a lot of work to do. You'll probably be doing more than a mid-level engineer in another company. So I don't want to talk about years. Oh, you spent like, you have 10 years of experience, or you have like 15 years of experience. Though experience matters, right? But I don't want to really go deep into years of experience. So like I said, position, right? What I would advise you, if you're a mid-level engineer and you're a senior engineer, you have the edge, right? When it comes to getting a job here in Germany. I mean, from anywhere in the world in Germany. So popular language and Stack, Python, Golang, they are popular. I'm not saying that if you are writing PHP, you won't get a job. Please don't quote me on that. So things that are languages or Stack that are popular. We use Python a lot. Around startup, Python, Golang, right? JavaScript, any JavaScript, right? You're good with that. AWS is like most used, right? Even anywhere in the world, right? So AWS, if you're good with AWS, good. That's languages and Stack. Azure is like going when it comes to the enterprise level. Like maybe you want to work for Deutsche Bank, for example. You want to work for top company like Enterprise Solutions, right? So you have to be very good with Azure. So these are all the popular languages and Stack, right? And moving on to platforms to get the job, LinkedIn is like, I feel LinkedIn is underrated, honestly, because you have to, even if you submit your CV or your resume on any of these platforms, right? They will still go back to your LinkedIn and check, right? So I know that one for sure. They will still go back to your LinkedIn and check. So your LinkedIn is something that you should prioritize first, right? You should prioritize your LinkedIn first and build your LinkedIn, make sure it's updated, put your resume on that LinkedIn, your updated resume. There's a way you can put your resume on that LinkedIn, right? And also make sure it's up to date, right? Put your latest information there, the company you work for, your portfolio, anything that can make you stand out. So LinkedIn is just like your website. I'll just be like your personal website, right? So LinkedIn, I use LinkedIn, right? I'm going to be practical. I use LinkedIn. I use talent.io, talent.io, talent.io. Yeah, I got a lot of questions that talent.io is rejecting a lot of people, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know why, but then I used talent.io. That's where I even got the job, right? And the way talent.io works is like if you watch one of my videos about branding and positioning yourself, you are there and companies are reaching out to you, right? So your portfolio or your resume probably, it's very good. And on talent.io, you can select the salary you want to start earning. On talent.io, you want to select your city. And it even cuts across France, Netherlands, Germany, and I think Belgium too, right? These are countries that you can even choose on talent.io. All right, I'm going to answer your questions, so I just want to finish with this whole thing, right? So you can put it. You can select your salary on talent.io, and even what they did for me then was when I submitted my resume, they did like a mini interview, not like a whiteboard kind of process, just to get to know you. They might want to help you update your resume. That's what they did for me. They helped me in updating my resume, adding it, making sure that it's like European standard. Like, okay, they ask you how much are you looking at earning. They want to put in that category. They want to give you good hashtag so that when companies are searching, right, they want to make sure that you are visible, right? So they do that. Honeypot 2 does that. They do like a pre-interview process for you, right? And where the problem is, they might have issues with juniors, because most of the time they are looking for around mid-level, like I said, mid-level and senior role. And I discussed years of experience and your mid-level and senior. What makes you a senior engineer and what makes you a mid-level engineer? I already talked about that. Good. So like I said, LinkedIn is like top notch. LinkedIn, please make sure you have your LinkedIn profile updated. And I'm going to do something. I want you guys to try this immediately when we are done with this live. I want you to do a litmus test. I did that when I was in Nigeria. So a litmus test is just a way to, maybe you guys did chemistry, just a way to test if you are ready for the job, if you are even visible. It's a litmus test. So this is what I did. Please don't tell anybody. This is what I did. Right. I changed my location on LinkedIn. I was in Nigeria then. I changed my location to Berlin. Right. So okay, that I'm in Berlin. Then I started getting a lot of messages in my inbox, like recruiters are reaching out to me. And that I was able to confirm that, okay, yeah, I'm visible and people really want my skill, right? People really want me. I'm in demand. So that one makes you, like, it gives you this sense that, oh, then people are really looking for me. They want to hire me. But I didn't take any of the role because, I was lying. Like, I just wanted to test if it's something that, okay, I'm good. Right. So sometimes we need that kind of encouragement, or, to know that, oh, you're in market, people are really looking for you. So just change that. You don't have to accept any offer. Don't do any interview, because they find out that, oh, you don't have work authorization, you're lying on your profile, then that's going to be a problem. You can just test for like a month or two. I did that for some time. I was, oh, nice. This is what they are looking for. Also, they are looking for, sometimes they will even send the job description like, oh, we are looking to hire a DevOps engineer with X number of experience that can do Azure pipeline. Oh, this is what you guys are looking for. Oh, you guys need Jenkins. Oh, you guys need CI/CD pipeline. Engineer. You guys need GitHub workflow experience. So I was able to understand. Okay, this is the German market. This is what they are looking for, right? And at the end of it, they didn't even ask me anything about language. Funny enough, right? Anything about language, or you must have maybe I1 or B1 or anything like that. So that will give me that confidence. Okay, since they are looking for this thing, then yes, I think I'm in that position to start applying and to put a lot of pressure and just lock in. So do that litmus test. Do it for just like a month, just to know, right, if your skill is in demand, right? So that's one thing I would advise for you. Then benefits. Right, let me see if I'm not okay. 12 minutes. So benefits, right? The benefits those things I enjoyed, right? So visa sponsorship, right? So when you're looking for job, right? There's a place on talent.io that they will ask you, do you need visa sponsorship or something like that? Just say yes, I need it, right? It's fine. You don't have to lie about it. You don't have to do anything. Yes, I need it, right? So the company will they will help you set you up. They will do everything for you, all your process. And some are so nice, like the company that hired me, so nice that it helped me with the embassy. Nigeria can sometimes a lot of things, right? Though I spent a lot of time in Nigeria, even when I got the job, trying to get a visa and trying to get a lot of things. Yeah. So the company would even help you. Some are very nice like that. They will help you with your process. They will help you submitting all your applications and everything like that. They will do that, right? Some are like that. Like the one that hired me, very, very nice. So visa sponsorship is like top notch. They're going to give you that. You don't have to start thinking about how you're going to come here and start looking for a job or anything. They already hired you and they're giving you that visa, a permit to work, right? So that's what I would call it. And also, if you're earning, probably, I think the law has changed, I'm not sure, probably around 45k or 55k, I'm not so sure, please don't quote me on this, probably 55k or something, then you have this advantage of being of getting the blue card. So blue card is like another level where probably you're married, you can bring in your spouse, right? You can bring in your family, right? Your family doesn't have to, it even works for both, like even work permit or anything like that. So they're going to help you bring your family, the cost also on them, right? That's what they did for me. Bring my family, bring my family and helping me to settle down. So that's one thing. Probably you're married and you're thinking, okay, how will the family process be like? They are going to handle that for you, right? That's part of the stuff. So that's benefits. I don't want to go really deep into benefits. I'm going to probably create another live event where I will talk about benefits and why I even left Nigeria at that point. Because I was working for US company in Nigeria. I was working for even the German company in Nigeria. But okay, time to leave, right? I'll discuss that in another live event. So salary range, yes, so great. So on salary range, so mid-level, this is this I would say, don't quote me on this. Like I said, I've met a lot of people before coming to this live. I've asked a lot of questions, and with what I saw, right, salary mid-level 40K to 55K, around that range. No matter, let me leave UI UX a little bit, but with what I know, right, salary range for, even for a mobile engineer, for example, very junior, sorry, very mid-level engineer, around 40 to 55K. And with that, you even have a blue card, right, around that. So for senior, you are looking around like 60K. I'm talking about euros, not dollars. So 60K, 65, 70 if you're a senior engineer, and that's what they probably pay you, right, as a senior engineer. Now, my advice, okay, so my advice is try to get a job before relocating. Try as much as possible. Try, because it's a different ball game when you come here without a job, right? It's gonna be stressful. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just try and get a job. And also, I would advise, if you're a mid-level engineer and you're a senior engineer, junior, yeah, you can try, but because I don't know when it comes to relocating, I'm not so sure, right? But for mid-level, if you have experience, like I said, if you have experience, you are comfortable with your stack, right? And you know what you're doing, mid-level, great. You have maybe like 2 years experience. I don't want to mention here because sometimes you can even work for a startup, like I said, and you spend like 9 months and you've already done a lot of stuff, right? In your company. So for senior, right, please go for it. If you're a senior engineer and you know what you're doing, please go for it. You can lead, you can teach, you can break down complex tasks, right? You can, I mean, go for it, please. If you're a senior engineer, there are a lot of opportunities, I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of opportunities, yeah, when it comes to hiring and getting you to come to Germany. I was speaking to particular HR that works, I don't want to mention the name of the company, but it was really giving me a lot of positive feedback about Africa and how they're looking at hiring from Africa, right? Africa in general, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, and so they are really pushing out of their ads, like to Africa, so they can get a lot of people to come to Germany. Right, great. So just to wrap it up again, career opportunities: DevOps, cloud engineer, UI UX, software engineer, you're a backend, you're a front end, any of the software engineer, cybersecurity. I'm going to answer your question. Sorry. I just want to just go through all this stuff, so I don't want to miss anything. I'm going to scroll and answer all your questions. Data, any form of data ops, data engineer, data analyst, any form of data, right? So basically, that's just the thing. I don't think I missed anything. Yeah. So probably next live, I'm going to be talking about the benefits, right? The benefits and all other things I get to gain when you come to Germany and why I even relocated, right? Because yeah, normal standard, I was like very comfortable in Nigeria, in my own country. But when it comes to opportunities, when it comes to things, you have to start looking elsewhere, right? And this is just personal preference for me, right? I don't want to start pushing anybody to travel. If you feel like traveling, yeah, great. I believe there are a lot of experience, there are a lot of opportunities, right? Yeah, because this is Europe, and if even Germany is not working, there's Belgium, there's Switzerland, there's other parts of Europe, right, that will really work for you. So great. So let me scroll back and answer all the questions. So please, you can drop your questions. I'm going to start answering questions. You'll get to know more about me, anything. Yeah. Yep. Okay, great. Happy birthday. Thank you. Just scrolling back. I have basic questions to ask you that I think would help part the way for me to cyberspace. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead. I'm looking for the question. Um, I haven't. Okay, please, as UI UX designer, do you have any website I can use for portfolio? Okay, so I don't have one, right? But I don't know if you have a. I'm not a UI UX engineer, so I don't know much about that. But I think basic thing is, do you have a roadmap that you're following, right? And your roadmap, are you doing a lot of projects, right? So that's the thing. If you want to choose any course or any online course, make sure that it's project based. It's project based course, right? That's what I would advise. Make sure that they are teaching you and they are telling you to do projects. It's important because I mean, gone are those days where you're just learning, and you have to do a lot of projects, right? You have to do a lot of projects. So that's one thing I would advise. Thank you. That's one thing I would advise, right? If you are learning anything. Sorry, excuse me. I have my daughter. See, you have to go and meet me, okay? Come meet me, okay? I'm coming, okay? I'm coming. Right? Yeah. Bye bye. So that's one thing I would advise for engineers if you're trying to learn anything. Scrolling down, looking for other questions. I'm still looking for questions. Thank you for liking the events. Thank you. I'm living. Oh, I'm living on Code Cloud. Would you advise the CKA? You are learning, okay. I'm learning on Code Cloud. Would you advise the CKA learning part over the DevOps part? Okay, so yeah, it's not really tough, right? So I don't know the end product of CKA, but most times, right, people do the DevOps part because it's comprehensive. I don't know about the roadmap for CKA, right? But I think they are trying to, I don't know much about that, I can easily check. I think they are trying to teach you to pass the CKA exam, or that's Kubernetes. I don't know much about that, I'm sorry, right? But one thing I would advise, even if you want to pick up anything, any course, anything, make sure that it's project based. That's one thing I would advise. Make sure it's project based, like you are doing projects, you are doing stuff, you are learning Bash, for example, and they're telling you at the end of this project, at the end of this stuff, you're going to do something you're going to use your Bash knowledge to do XYZ, right? So that's one thing I always look out for. Like, and I think I've advised a lot of stuff. There's a particular course on Udemy and Code Cloud too. Yes, it's project based. Just make sure that you are doing project and you are sticking to one video. You can probably maybe a particular video didn't really talk about networking. For example, you can just go a little bit and look at networking and come back, but make sure that you followed that video, like everything. Make sure you just complete it. I know sometimes it can be annoying. I have a particular Udemy account that sometimes I'm also guilty that I don't even finish most of all these videos, right? So it can be, but just try and finish it. Stick to that one. Maybe that particular teacher didn't really touch more on networking. I really want to know about networking. Just go a little bit outside, go to YouTube, learn networking a little bit, then make sure you go back to that particular video and just finish it. That's my advice, right? That's what I would, because first, you have a problem with context switching. There's a way a particular teacher will explain something. It's going to be different. It's still the same thing, though. Yeah, it's going to be different. So you might probably have a lot of problems, right? Understanding. So that's why I call context switching when it comes to learning. It can give you a lot of problems when you're trying to learn in your career. So just try and finish one. And yeah, just try and finish one. Please, guys, can I get an accountability partner? Yeah, so on accountability partner, so we have a Telegram group. You can look at the link in my bio. We have a Telegram group that you can always join. So we are coming with something very, fantastic the accountability group is a way you can get a lot of people to learn. So it's a community of people. Of like minds. Basically, let me just put it that way, right? So yeah, when you join the group, yeah, you will see a lot of people trying to learn what you're learning, and you can grow with that. So let me talk a little bit on accountability partner, right? I think that's one of the things I lacked when I was when I was learning, right? So yeah, I didn't. Okay, something. Let me just shock you a little bit. I didn't even study computer science in school, right? I did something different, right? So accountability partner is something that if you have someone, for example, that you always pushing you, always trying to show you things, or probably you're learning together, okay, so it's really help you. That's one of the things I lacked then, okay, when I was growing, when I was pushing my career. So just try. If you have a community or something, you can join our own. It's free. We are not paying for it. So we have people pushing a lot of materials, pushing a lot of stuff. Someone posted today on the group. So I think he did something on Git or GitHub, then posted it on LinkedIn, which is fantastic. I was moved because he was trying to push a lot of things and learn. Right. So that's one thing accountability partner will do for you, and community. Right. I'm currently taking a course on front-end web development. But shit. Oh, wait. I think I jumped. I think I jumped. Okay, yes. Oh, wait. Yeah, so next one. Okay, please, guys, can I okay, bro? Or should I just dive straight into DevSecOps learning part? I don't want to waste time. Yeah. Um. You know what? Let's just have a one-on-one session on this. Probably a chat, because your case. I need to understand your present position. I need to know what you're doing at the moment. I need to, before I advise. I don't know your background on programming. I don't know. Right. I don't know. So let's just have a one-on-one session on this. You can book me. I think there's a free session on my Calendly. You can book me. You can see my availability. So let's have a conversation on this. Right. So about your path, okay, great. Okay, let me talk about my path. So I started as a backend engineer. I started using PHP. Then from PHP, I moved to Golang a little bit. Then when I was doing backend, then I was, if you're familiar with Nigeria education system, I was in my service here. Though I was writing PHP for the company using Laravel at that point. So then then I started looking at, okay, there's something to DevOps, right? That I was looking at it. We're just like two backend engineers in the company, and we're also handling the deployment. I think we're deploying to DigitalOcean at that point, right? So I started looking at DevOps and looking at, oh, there's something unique about this, and I think I love it. So I switched to DevOps. So I started with Udemy course. So I was working full time for the company. So when I get home, I will look at the videos, I will check, because what really helped me was I have knowledge with backend. So that's something that really helped me at that point. So from backend, I moved to DevOps. So from DevOps, currently doing platform engineering. I'm also doing security at this point. So I started as a backend engineer. I did some front end at some point. Then I started as the backend engineer. Before that, when I was learning, and this is a mistake that if I can change, right, turn back, change back the hours of time, right, I would do, is when I started learning, then I jumped to contracting. That's one mistake I did. I saw the money on Upwork at that point. Then I jumped to contracting. So I've not really gained a lot of skills. Then I was just doing HTML, CSS, JavaScript at that point. I was doing like full stack, and I was doing WordPress development. I was doing some plugin development at that point. So I jumped to contracting, and at that point I was making the money, right? But I left contracting because I knew that this skill is just, I need to be grounded. I need to know this thing very well. I need to learn it, right? Oh, the money was coming in at that point, but I need to learn it. So that's one thing I just stopped. That's one thing I would advise if you're just starting your career and you feel like, oh, maybe you know something. I feel like, oh, let me just go to contracting, or let me just. So the question is, if you have this mindset about career and you want to really grow in it, right? I would advise that just learn it very well. Sometimes some of you are trying to switch, or some of you are working, or I don't know the situation, but if you have the time to learn, to just calm down and learn it, I'm very sure, no matter the cloud, if you're a DevOps engineer, for example, if you calm down and just learn that Python, like that stuff that I shared recently, just take your time and learn it, move to the next phase. Even if they bring another cloud provider, you will definitely scale. You'll be fine. right? Because at the end of the day, all these GCP, AWS, Azure, they have these fundamentals, right? They all have these fundamentals. It's just different in UI or the naming convention. That's just the thing. You can just take your time and just learn, right? Take your time and just learn it. And that's a mistake I made, right? I'll just jump to contracting. I saw the money there, I was just getting some money, but I just like, guy, I have to just take some time and learn the skill, right? And just learn and just be very good at it, right? And from there, okay, can go back to contracting if I feel like right now, because I know that I'm good at something. I know I'm good at this thing, then yes, I can go back to contracting. So that's like my path. And that's what I would advise. If you want to go really deep into this thing, don't jump to contracting yet, right? Unless you need money. Because sometimes, yeah, you probably need money to survive. I mean, I was in Nigeria for a number of years, so I understand that. The fuel, the issue, lots of things. So, excuse me. So you need money to survive. But if you can, right? If you have somebody that can just help you, with your bills and everything like that, just focus on it and just learn it. I think I spent so much time on that part. How long have you been in DevOps? So I would say 8 years experience. In total IT, I would say 10 years, right? In total. How do we get remote roles that pay in dollars as a junior? Yeah, so this junior thing, yeah. I mean, I don't know, because I will advise you, right? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. Please don't get me wrong. I don't want to discourage you, right? It's possible, right? You might see a company that they are hiring remote and they want to hire junior engineers, right? But because the edge, I mean, the seniors, they have edge over you, right? Mid-level, they have edge over you. So I'm not going to discourage you. Right, there's talent.io. LinkedIn is the best. I'm not going to lie. Most of all my contracting jobs, LinkedIn. Like when I was working in Nigeria, LinkedIn. Yeah, there's this one that was a little bit promising. That's Angel List or something like that. Angel List or something. I'll check it. Right, Angel List was like very, very great. Like they're just startups, and if you can write a very good proposal, and they're hiring full time too, not contract. So that's where you can actually get jobs. And one thing I would advise for junior engineers is try and look at startup. Right. Try and look at startup. Startup, they'll play a very, very big role, right, in your learning. One thing I did then was when I wanted to switch to DevOps, I joined a startup and they will use you. There's some particular video I did about how startup will use people, right? But they will learn you, they will help you learn. So I was the DevOps engineer at that point. I was doing security. I was into FinOps. So there's a particular, it's crazy. I was into FinOps, making sure that we are not really we're not being overbilled in our AWS. I was doing FinOps jobs. I was doing security. I was doing product at that point, right? I was even talking to vendors, right? Because we have external vendors. Because we were dealing with payments, so we have to connect with, if you know Nigeria payment system very well, connect with other vendors, like other people, right? So I was doing a lot. I was doing sysadmin at that point, right? I was doing sysadmin. I was helping new engineers to onboard. So those moments, I was learning a lot of stuff. And again, because it's a startup and you have your CEO sitting in front of you, like, or probably is doing something, and sometimes they can invite you to come join the meeting, and you're learning about the business, and you have an idea if you're business oriented. You're learning about the business. So startup is something that I would advise. If you see startup, yes, they might not pay as much, they might overuse it, but just try and spend like 1 year. It's like a locking period, that startup era, like a locking period. Just try. Locking yourself, it's 1 year. I mean, it's crazy. Can be crazy. Sometimes I work on Saturday. Like that's Nigerian system, right? Not here in Germany. So when I work on Saturday and just making sure that I'm growing and I'm learning that thing. So yeah, it can be like that. Is your background tech prior? Yes. To develop, yes. My background tech, so I was doing no, okay, don't let me say my background is tech prior to let me rephrase that question. Yes, my background is tech. Prior to DevOps, I was doing Python. I was a backend engineer then. But before backend, before backend, I studied something different in school, right? Which means that tech has a very low barrier when it comes to entry, right? You can do math. I studied agric. I mean, let me just shock you with that. I studied agriculture in school, so it's a different thing entirely, right? So you can move into that. Tech has low barrier. You can take courses on MOOCs, you can take courses on Udemy, and just position yourself and just learn that skill. How can I start my career in mobile app development? So like I said, I think it's just about this programming thing. Like if you just spend time learning the skills, right? Spend time learning the skills. There's a roadmap for mobile app dev, right? There's a roadmap for that. I only work with mobile engineers. I don't know much about that. I've never written Kotlin before or any of all this stuff. So for Swift, for iOS, no. But it's just getting the perfect like I said, if you're looking out for a course, make sure it's project based. I've been emphasizing on this project based. Make sure it's project based. Make sure you are doing something and you're putting it somewhere. Right, that's very, very important. Please check your inbox. I drop a message. I'm already taking a course on front-end web development ALX. Hoping I can get this skill. Yeah, please. Just lock in. ALX is very good. Lock in, do it, right? And I'm coming up with something. I'll just chip in a little bit if there's no other question about branding and positioning yourself. How do we join a group? So there's a link, my bio. You can just check. I'm in my late 20s, currently learning DevOps. Any word of encouragement? Bro, you are in the perfect time. I'm not gonna lie. You are in the perfect time to learn. You're in the perfect time to learn. Time is now. Like now. Time is now, right? So cloud is taking over. Has taken over. So this is the perfect time to learn and grow. Just lock in 6 months, 9 months, lock in, right? Push yourself. Lock in is a skill and it's a transferable skill. Like you can say, oh, I'm not coming to Germany, I'm going to United Kingdom. You get a job there, right? Oh, I'm done with United Kingdom, I want to start doing freelancing. Yeah, you're there. So please start now. Join the accountability group on Telegram. Start following the Udemy course, or probably you started with Code Cloud, I don't know. Join and start learning. The time is now, like now. Containerization, yes, great. That's my specialty. Kubernetes, containers, Docker, any of the Kubernetes, GKE, EKS, AKE, even DKE. That's Digital Ocean Kubernetes. Kubernetes. So that's my containers. Great. If you have your way around containerization, great. Learn Docker. Know how to Dockerize a particular app. For example, maybe there's a Python app. Know how to Dockerize it. Use Alpine, right? And also learn about the security on that particular Docker. Make sure that it's secure. Make sure that you're not exposing a particular port. Make sure that you're not using old libraries, right? Pass your Docker image through a security check. Make sure that it doesn't have any secret or anything like that. I'm trying to explain the pipeline for you. So make sure everything is fine. Learn the security part of Docker. Learn how to make your Docker image very small, right? So it's very, very small so that it can really build fast, and Kubernetes can really pull it, right? Make it very small. Use Alpine. Use all those smaller images. Do you have a guide to get a contracted job as a junior DevOps engineer? So what I would advise for junior is this: if you are learning or you're a junior engineer, right? This is what I would advise. Make sure you are branding yourself as a junior engineer. Make sure you are branding yourself. So it's now very, very competitive. I'm not gonna lie. It's not very, very competitive, right? Because a lot of layoff happened recently. It's not very, very competitive. There are senior engineers in the market. So what will make you stand out, right? How will you communicate? How do you handle conflict? How will you I mean, just make sure you are increasing your value. That's the thing. Make sure you put. Like I said, a contracting job for a junior, it might. Yeah, like I said, when I started learning, I was a junior and I was doing contracting jobs on Upwork. Yeah, I was making money, but I realized that no, I just need to go back. I just need to be very, very deep in this learning. I just have to make sure that I know this thing very, very well. Right. I know this thing very well. So my advice is yes, if you need money badly, yeah, do it. Go on Upwork. Right. Go on Upwork. Even if you know HTML, CSS, there's a way you can even get some WordPress job on Upwork that you can do. Right. I know Upwork is very good. There are a lot of WordPress opportunities on Upwork, right? Yes, so a lot of WordPress opportunities, a lot of all these drag and drop, drag and drop stuff that you can find on Upwork. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, Upwork is good. I don't know how to set it up in Nigeria, if you're in Nigeria anyway, so I don't have much information about that. I'm not an expert when it comes to that. But one thing I would advise, if you have someone that is going to help you pay your bills, just log in as a junior engineer and go join a startup, go join a company. Go join a company, spend some time with them, learn and grow. Enter that mid-level. Mid-level engineer, you know your stuff very well. You know your stuff very well. Nobody's telling you how to do it. Like you are pushing your code to the repo and they are looking at your PR and it's like, oh, nice. And you are contributing, right? To other PRs. Like if you are new, a PR means pull request, like when it comes to pushing your code to version control, right? So that's one thing I would advise. If you're a junior engineer, I think you should just spend some time. Don't look for contracting job unless you need that money. Do I need to become a software engineer before? No, you don't have to. But just know, just be good with Python. Know your programming very. Just be very good with Python. Right. From there, if you know the basic of programming, you can switch to any of the programming languages. Golang, JavaScript, anything, because you understand how loop works, conditional statement, you have an idea. It's just the syntax that will be the problem. 2 months, 2 weeks, anyhow, depending how fast you are, you can learn the syntax. Right. DevOps was something I love so much, but the guy who was mentor was just after the money. Right. So yeah, so it can be crazy because still have a good background though. So if you have any question, Python or Go Python. Python is so versatile. Python is Python. I mean, you can even switch to data ops. If you know your Python, you can even switch to any of all this stuff. Like right now, if you're a DevOps engineer, you have a lot of opportunities. This is one thing I need to tell you. First, if you know your infrastructure very well, you can move from the way I moved, from being a DevOps, you can move into platform engineer, right? You can move into cloud architects, right? You can move into DevSecOps, which means DevOps, Dev, security, and Ops, right? So just take some courses, security courses, cybersecurity stuff, and add it to it. Then from there, you started talking about security. So you are a DevOps, good. But if you're a security conscious DevOps, that makes you a DevSecOps. That's just the thing. So you have to be security conscious. If you are building an infrastructure, you know that this particular port, 5432, I can't open this port. No, it should be open. It should be open to everybody. It should be available to VPN, CyberBlock, for example. Just that. If you're security conscious DevOps, that makes you a DevSecOps. Right. So that's just the thing. Yeah. So any other question? No matter how it is in this our Nigeria, you need the money. Yeah, that's what I said. So I can relate very well. When you're talking about learning and doing all this stuff. I can relate. Right. I can relate. Money pushed me when I was learning when I was learning that year. I saw the money they were paying on Upwork and just doing stuff and they are giving you $100. Like, this is sweet money. But you can get carried away. That's the thing. You can get carried away. You need to be grounded. You need to learn that thing. Money is important because you need to pay bills. You need to do a lot of things. Right? If you have someone that can help you to take care of your bills. Just locking. That's the word. Just locking. Spend some time locking. Just locking into it. Yeah. So I think that's it. So let me talk a little bit before we close. Let me talk a little bit about accountability partner and the goal and what the community is going to drive going forward. So we have currently around like 100 members, I'm not sure, in the group, and the group is, you know why I like the group? Because it's like a community of of the same mindset. So we know what we are doing, right? We know what we are doing. Nobody's posting any shitty stuff, right? I love the group because everybody's just like, oh, we are learning. This is a serious group, and if you join, I don't think you're gonna regret it. So it's a free group and it's an accountability group, and the idea is we want to group everybody and make sure that we have a very, very good system, right? A structure is very, very important. So I'm trying to work on, I've not really talked in the group, I'm just trying to make sure that we have a very, very good structure, right? So that when we start, we just know that we're starting. We're locking in 9 months, like 9 months of hard labor. I'll just use that word. 9 months of hard work. We are like learning. And then the end goal is, after that, we want to push into the mentorship part, which I talked about. So how can we make sure that you are job ready? So there's a difference between you are learning a skill, the art skill, the tech skill, and you are preparing yourself for an interview. That's the soft skill, right? That is, you're knowing how to prepare for an interview. You're positioning yourself on LinkedIn. You are writing blog posts. If you are camera shy, you are putting a lot of articles there. You are going to networking events. You are pushing yourself. You are joining. If you're in Nigeria, there's Google Developer Group community. Join them, participate, push your stuff, talk to people. Make sure you have a lot of people around you. See, one thing about this programming thing, it can be tiring. Make sure you have a lot of people around you. People that are saying, "Oh, don't worry, keep up. You're with you. Keep up with you," because you have like minds around you. Join a community. Even if you don't know what to do, join a community. Make sure you are part of the event. From there, job will come. From there, people will recommend you. From there, that's the advice I'm giving juniors right now. Join a community. Make sure you are attending their event. If it's on Zoom, join it. Be there. Learn some stuff and teach it. As a junior engineer, teach that thing. Call a friend and talk to that friend about what you just learned today and something like that. Write it out on LinkedIn. You might get 0 likes. No problem. Just make sure you're putting it out there. When I started this LinkedIn and this TikTok stuff, I don't maybe like 20 views or 100 views. Now I get like thousands of views. So locking. I do hear that hiring managers care more about your experience than 100%. Like, if you watch my last video about certification, I don't even have one. Like right now, I don't even have one in my name. Right? It's the experience. Like what you are bringing. How can you contribute? How can you show them? What are you showing to make sure that this business, business is not the after money, right? So I show that you are a good asset, right? At the end of the day. So please, lock in, get that experience, get that skills. Make sure you are good with your technical skills. Make sure you are good with your soft skills. Now it's becoming very, very competitive. I'm not going to lie. Make sure you are good with both and you are pushing it. So I won't say that. It's good to have. Please. It's good to have. It's good to have. Sometimes, like I said, certifications, like exams, helps you validate your current knowledge. Right? It's going to help you validate your... So you are taking an exam. That's why, they used to give us exam in school. You want to know that this thing that they are teaching you, do you know it? And wait, there are other ways you can show people that you know this thing. But the school system wants to tell you that, please go and write the exam. Right? So that you want to know that you know this. But in tech, you can write a project. Right? You can have some stuff there. Push it to people. Let them see what you are doing. You don't even need the certification. But it's good. If you're the type that you feel like, I need certification, I want to be sure that I know this thing very well. Yes, take Kubernetes exam, take AWS certification, take all these certifications. My life is ending in 5 minutes. Let me see. Yeah. take all this stuff. Which you recommend for DevOps? CKA, AWS, Solution Associates. Go with AWS. Yeah, I think go with AWS. I'm asking because I'm new to DevOps, so I feel set would help. Yes, if you are the type that you want to feel this, want to be validation, like on the course of you want this validation that okay, I want to, it's about validation. At the end of the day, it's how will you make yourself valid, right? That's my personal opinion. Another person can come up on this live and say, oh, please go for certification. Right. But that's my own idea. I don't have one. Why would I tell you to go and have one? You get? Right. Why would I tell you must do it and I don't have? Right. If I have, if I'm this person, yeah, I will tell you to go and, but please do it. That's just the basic thing. Do it if you have the money. Do it if you have the time. Do it. Like I'm doing 9 to 5. I don't have time to read it for exam. This baby just disturbing me. Sorry. So just do it. Yeah. So we're ending this live very, very soon. So I want to talk about, like I said, I talked about branding a little bit, position yourself, right? Make sure you're positioning yourself, right? That's one thing. Make sure you're doing the stuff. You're positioning yourself. You're branding yourself. That's one thing. Let them know. If I ask you a question, how many of your neighbors know that you are doing software engineering? Yeah, you are doing software engineering rather. How many of your friends know that this is what you are doing? Right? That's where you even start from. Right? If it's just small websites that they can tell you to come and do, right? In your community or in your church or mosque or anywhere, how many of your friends know that you are a software engineer? Let's start from that. So this game has passed the game of being introvert, right? Now you have to be out there. What part would you recommend for someone new? I think I already talked about this, right? Can I review your LinkedIn? Yes, just make sure you join the accountability group. I'm going to be doing that very soon. I'm trying to build a structure because I have a lot of people requesting that right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to promise what I can't do, but I'm coming up with a structure very soon that can help review everything, go through that. I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about doing stuff, and it's for free, right? I'm not going to charge you. So, yes, thank you, Mr. John. Interview skills are crucial. That's the soft skill part. Very, very crucial. Very, very crucial. Very, very crucial. Very knowing how to talk, negotiating skills, how to negotiate, right? How to give feedback and how to receive feedback. So that's one thing, right? Thank you. Can I review? Yeah. So I have a lot of them things I need to review. So I'm coming up with a structure that's going to help everybody with that. Thank you. So do you have a resource repo in bit of DevOps? Funnily enough, most of all my work now they are not private because I'm working for a company and it's not out there, right? One thing I would recommend is if you're a DevOps engineer, try and go to. I'll send you a link. Right, I'll send it to the accountability group link where you can see a lot of repos, GitHub repos that you can contribute. Right, one of it. Let me chip this thing in. If you are finding it hard to land a job, right, this is what part of the thing that I did when I was even pushing. Right, I don't want to use the word fork. Right, so I don't know how TikTok will tell it. I'm talking about fork GitHub. Right, so. One thing I did was I cloned so many of these top companies' repo, and I was pushing, just adding a lot of helping them, adding to some of their code base, doing some stuff. Sometimes I'll see one Terraform module and I'll like, oh, here's a nice Terraform module. They can upgrade it. I'll push I will create a PR on that. Try to be visible. Try to make sure that to let them know that someone is there doing something. And also, I was also trying to train myself, right? So one thing about software engineering or engineering in general is, you shouldn't run away from reading other people's code. That's one thing. Read other people's code. Read what other people are doing, right? I go to technical conferences a lot, right? I'm supposed to go for Kubernetes conference in Salt Lake in United States, but due to one thing or the other, I couldn't go, right? So I'm going to technical conferences. I'm hearing, okay, this is what Bolt is doing. This is what Uber is doing. This is what they are doing in their company. Oh, this is what they are, and I'm bringing that knowledge into my own company. And when my boss here is, oh, this thing is new, so let's implement it. Yes. So that's how you grow, right? That's how you grow in your career. You are learning from other people. Okay, you are going to technical conferences. You are hearing from them. Even if you cannot go, there's a YouTube series on Kubernetes, like all their live events since 2020.